Today, we're going to help you play effortless tennis. We all love watching the pros hitting effortless shots, but there are some specific things that they all do, things that they have in common that you can copy for your own game. The first thing we're going to look at is space. It's vital that you position yourself away from the ball so you can have a longer lever. Now, a longer lever will allow you to swing with the same speed of the arm, but create a bigger speed at the end of the racket. This here, far away, can be slow compared to a one that's short. You have to go very quickly, but because the lever is small, because you're having to do this very quickly, you're not going to get a lot of power on it. So in order to stay smooth, in order to stay relaxed, you need space so that you can let go and relax into the shot. This means we have to work harder with the legs between the shots so that we can do less during the shot. It becomes a little bit more physical that way, but in order to stay smooth here with the upper body, the legs have to put in a lot of work. Think of yourself as a duck in water. Underneath the water, the legs are moving very fast, whereas on top, the swan or the duck is very still. And it's a little bit how we want to play tennis. We want to be moving around the court very fast with the legs, by keeping our upper body quite relaxed and generating that effortless power. The only way to do that is to practice it. And this brings us into point number 2, breathing. You have to breathe out during the shot. The more you hold your breath, the tighter your body becomes and the more compact your shots will become. Breathe out at impact so that you can release the energy, and it will also give your shot rhythm. It's very difficult to swing your arm faster than how you're breathing. So if you're finding yourself that you're going a little bit too quick, your shots are becoming too compact, you're not getting much power, start breathing and breathe out a little bit slower, because this will slow down your arm. So as I'm breathing, the arm will travel at the same speed. You can't go, the quicker you go with the arm, the quicker your breath will become. Try it out yourself. So this will give you that nice rhythm on the shot. It'll make you feel more relaxed because you're not tensing up your body. So breathing will give you the effortless power and effortless game. Now guys, if you're enjoying this lesson, make sure you've pressed that subscribe button, the notification bell, so you don't miss out on further lessons. Come on, back to the lesson. So now that we're breathing correctly, we need to start accelerating the racket at the right time, which means doing a slightly slower take back. So this part is slow, and then you can start to accelerate into contact. So it's slow to fast, slow to fast. And notice you can even hear a swoosh, where because I'm relaxed in the arm, because I'm doing the slow to fast movement, I can then hear that swoosh in the air. If you've got a consistent speed where you're going through the shot, you're not going to hear it. Similarly, if you're stopping the racket, you're not going to hear it. So it's not fast to slow, it's slow to fast and extend. Because of that relaxation, you'll start to create easy power, because a loose arm gives you power. A loose arm is like a whip. You get the whip effect with a loose arm. A tight arm doesn't do the same. You're going to have to generate all your power from the shoulder, which is never going to give you the same outcome. Now, to have a loose arm, make sure that you're not gripping the racket too tight. The worst thing to do is to hold the racket like this. Now it's very difficult to swing through the shot. Some players even, hold it one finger off the racket if they're feeling like they need to relax their hand a little bit. But definitely don't squeeze too much. Your hand shouldn't be going white as you're holding it. You want to give it just enough squeeze so that the racket doesn't fly out of your hand, but not too much so that it makes your arm and your body tight. Next is have a good contact point. If the ball is landing in the middle of your strings, in fact, it's even slightly higher than the middle. So somewhere kind of 2/3 of the way up, something like that. It depends on the racket that you play with. But let's say middle. You're going to have a completely different impact on the racket. It's not going to vibrate, and it's also going to give you the most power, the most rebound out of the strings. It will also make it sound better, so as you're hitting, you're going to have a clean sound to your shots. And because of that lack of vibrations, you're going to be looking smooth when you're hitting the shot. Now, in order to get the ball in the center of the racket, firstly, of course, you need to be watching that ball. So as the ball is coming, you're preparing, you're watching the ball, and you're watching the ball all the way to where you're going to hit the shot. Now here you're going to have to prepare yourself and move your feet in position so that the contact point can be to the side of you, but also a little bit in front. So having the racket hit in front allows me and allows my wrist to be back, but still be relaxed. So here I've got a relaxed wrist because I can rotate it, but it's locked back against the ball. So here I'm actually very strong against this ball. I can give power to the shot without giving power with the strength of my body. All I'm doing is I'm locking the wrist back, it's still loose this way, and during that contact point, because of that rigidity of the wrist, I'm now able to hit through the shot and create effortless power, but also give spin if I need to. So I'm never locking my wrist in this direction. I can have the windscreen wiper, but I'm having it a little bit back here so that I can have contact in front here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be having a contact like this because now, I'm not able to put my body weight through. So if I put my body weight through, I'm going to have to muscle it here with my arm. In this, I want to have my shoulder going forward. So notice how when the contact point is in front, my shoulder, my right shoulder is in front of my left slightly. This would be a contact that's behind me, which is now I'm unable to carry that racket on in order to hit the shot into the correct direction onto my target. So by putting my shoulder forward, I'm able to extend my contact point all the way through without moving my racket head too much. So it's very important if you're struggling with direction, if you're looking like you're muscling the ball too much, think about where your contact is. Chances are you're contacting the ball too late. Get it out in front and start the rotation early. Notice how when I hit the shot, I'm going to turn my shoulder, and the shoulder turn starts from the ground up. I have to first lift my heel. I have to then put my knee forward. Then my hip will go forward, and then my shoulder will follow, followed by my arm over the shoulder. That kinetic chain allows you to stay relaxed and stay loose without having to muscle the ball with your arm. Use the bigger segments of your body to hit the shot rather than the small segments like your hand, your arm, in order to do it. So now that we've got enough space between us and the ball, we're accelerating our racket through the shot, we're breathing correctly, we've got a good contact point, the last thing to do is to finish the stroke. Make sure that you've got an uninterrupted follow through. And this again will make you look effortless and will make you feel like you're hitting the ball effortlessly. The worst thing to do is to stop the racket during the shot. And naturally, because of an impact, our bodies want to tense up. We want to give power, we feel like we need to tense, and that's the worst thing to do. The best players in the world relax through the shot because of that breathing, but they also will allow the racket to flow all the way through the shot with that uninterrupted follow through. So whether you're finishing the racket here to the bottom if you have a more extreme grip, whether you're doing the classic finish over your shoulder, the racket has to fly there uninterrupted, and that slow to fast movement will encourage that, but don't slow it down. Imagine that the ball is not there and you're going to do this move regardless. Contact is irrelevant for your move. So if you start thinking that way, that when the ball is coming, you're going to swing through regardless. You're not trying to go to contact. You're not trying to be careful to contact. You're just swinging through the shot, and the ball just happens to be there. The ball happens to be in the correct contact point because you got yourself in the correct position. You're not manufacturing that contact point because that's going to make you feel a lot tighter and will take away that effortless power. So this brings us to the end of the video. Let me know if I've missed anything out. Do you have another way to make you feel effortlessly? Maybe you're playing effortlessly already. Let me know in the comments below. And of course, subscribe to the channel, press the notification bell, and I'll see you on other lessons.